Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss certain MCQs based on the preamble to the Constitution of India. I have already made a video on the preamble, please check it out for a better understanding. So let's quickly dive into the MCQs. The first question is, preamble is A. Part of the Constitution, B. Not form part of Constitution, C. Only introduction, not form part of Constitution, D. None of the above. I'll give you 5 seconds for each question. So the answer is A, part of the Constitution. The preamble is very much a part of the Indian Constitution. We will discuss more about this question after we discuss question number 2. Question number 2. Preamble of our Constitution is of extreme importance and the Constitution should be read and interpreted in the light of grand and noble vision expressed in the preamble. Justice Sikri expressed this opinion in the case of A. Bedubari Union case, B. Keswanandan Bharti versus State of Kerala, C. Kerala Education Bill, D. None of the above. So the right answer to this is B. Keswanandan Bharti versus State of Kerala case. So what is this Keswanandan Bharti? Keswanandan Bharti case is called the case that has saved the Indian democracy. Now this was an important landmark case in the history of Indian Constitution and it was heard for 68 long days by a bench of 13 chief judges of Supreme Court, which was the total strength of the judges at that time. So what was the main question being asked here? The main question was, is the power of the parliament to amend the constitution unlimited? So in other words, we can say that could the parliament alter and amend any part of the constitution even to the extent of taking away all the fundamental rights also? Now, on a plain reading, we can say that Article 368 did not contain any limitation on the power of parliament to amend any part of the constitution, right? But now, the repeated amendments that were made to the constitution, this raised a doubt. Okay, so this again and again the amendments were being made. So this repeated amendments gave a doubt whether there is any inherent or implied limitation on amending the power of the parliament. So finally, on April 24th, 1973, Justice Sikri and 12 judges of the Supreme Court held that the Parliament could amend any of the part of the Constitution so long as it did not alter or amend the basic structure or essential features of the Constitution. So it was held that the Parliament could amend any part of the Constitution. Yes, the Parliament can amend the Constitution, but it cannot alter the basic structure or the essential features of the Constitution. Now, what is this basic structure? Basic structure can constitute the elements such as judicial review, supremacy of the Constitution, federal structure, parliamentary system, sovereignty, democracy. Okay, so these basic elements, they cannot be amended in the constitution. Now coming to the preamble. So the majority of Keswanandan Bharti, which was 7:6, that means 7 judges were in favor and 6 judges were against the case. So the majority of the Keswanandan Bharti case has held that the preamble is the part of the constitution and it can be amended, but the parliament cannot amend the basic features of the preamble that we have just discussed. Okay, so what is the gist of this case? That the the parliament could amend any part of the constitution so long as it did not alter or amend the basic structure of the constitution. Similarly, the preamble is very much a part of the constitution and it can be amended, but the parliament again cannot amend the basic features of the preamble. Okay, coming to the next question. Question number 3. The text of the preamble of the Constitution of India aims to secure A. fundamental rights to all to all individual. B, fundamental duties to all citizens of India. C, dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of nation. D, security of service to government servant. Okay, so the right answer to this is C, dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. So the question says that the text of the preamble of the Constitution aims to secure. Let's see what it aims to secure. See, it aims to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Okay, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the nation. So here lies our answer. Dignity of the individual and unity of the nation. Coming to the fourth question. How many times has the preamble to the Constitution of India amended? A, once. B, twice. 3, thrice. D, never. The right answer to this is A, once. The preamble has only once been amended till now, and when it was the 42nd amendment. This amendment included the words socialist, secular and integrity in the preamble of the Constitution. Earlier it was mentioned sovereign, democratic and republic. Now it is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, and also from unity of nation to the unity and integrity of the nation. Now this 42nd amendment is very important. It is also called the mini constitution of India. Why is it called the mini constitution of India? Because so many amendments were taking place during this period, so that it is called mini constitution or the Constitution Act 1976. Now this was the period of the reign of Srimati Indira Gandhi, and this was enacted during the emergency by Indian National Congress government headed by Srimati Indira Gandhi. So why is it called the mini constitution then? Because of the following changes. Let's have a look. The preamble, as we have already done, it inserted words such as socialist, secular and integrity. The legislature life of Lok Sabha and State Assembly was extended from 5 to 6 years. The President, Article 74 was amended as President shall act in accordance with advice by the Council of Ministers. Then fundamental rights, all the DPSPs were given primacy over the fundamental rights under Article 14, 19 and 31. Then some of the new directives were added. There were 4 new DPSPs that were added during this period. Then Part 4A was added, having Article 51A containing fundamental duties of the citizens. Hence, because of so many amendments, it is called the mini constitution of India. Moving to the fifth question, question number 5. Interpretation of Indian Constitution shall be based on the spirit of the A, the preamble, B, the fundamental rights, C, DPSPs or the directive principles of state policy, D, all of the above. So it's a very easy question. We have already done that. Interpretation of the Constitution shall be based on the spirit of the preamble, because it is called the key to the Constitution of India. Next question, question number 6. The question whether the preamble of the Constitution is a part of the Indian Constitution was raised for the first time before the Supreme Court in which of the following cases? A, Keshwanandan Bharti case. B, in Re Beruberi Union. C, Indira Nehru Gandhi versus Rajnarayan. D, Golaknath versus State of Punjab. So you may think that it is A, Keshwanandan Bharti case, because in this case it was declared that preamble is very much a part of the Constitution. But the question asked that when it was raised for the first time. So it is B, in Re Beruberi Union case. What is this Re Beruberi Union case? So this Re Beruberi Union case and exchange of enclaves, the Supreme Court stated that the preamble shows general purpose behind the several provisions, but nevertheless it is not a part of the constitution and it is never regarded as a source of any substantive power. So in this case, the Supreme Court bluntly said that constitution is not a part of the preamble is not a part of the constitution. And again, in Keshwanandan Bharti case, this verdict was totally flipped and it was said that preamble forms a part of the constitution. I hope I'm making clear. Question number 7. Which of the following country introduced a preamble in its constitution for the first time? A. USA, B. UK, C. India, D. Australia. The right answer is A. USA. For USA, we have borrowed not just preamble from USA, we have borrowed more things from USA. Let's have a look at that. Borrowed features from USA. Impeachment of the president, functions of the president and vice president, removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges, fundamental rights, very important. The fundamental rights have been borrowed from the idea of fundamental rights have been borrowed from the USA. Judicial review, again very important. Independence of the judiciary and the preamble of the constitution. So these are the borrowed features that have been taken from the USA. Now what has been taken from the UK and Australia? Can you name some? Please mention in the comment section. Question number 8. The ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity in the preamble is inspired by A. Russian Revolution, B. French Revolution, C. Marxian thoughts, D. Gandhian thoughts. So we have all read the French Revolution in class 9th, and it is very much evident that the ideas of liberty, equality and fraternity came from the French Revolution. When did the French Revolution happen? In 1789. It is very easy to learn this year, as you just have to mention the consecutive numbers 7, 8 and 9. 7, 8, 9. Okay? Moving on to the next question. Question number 9. Who among the following describe the preamble as the horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic? A. Aladi Krishnaswamy, B. Sardar Patel, C. K.M. Munshi, D. None of the above. So the right answer to this is C. K.M. Munshi. K.M. Munshi or Kanojalal Maniklal Munshi. He was an Indian independence activist. He was a lawyer as well. He was a writer as well. He had contributed very much to the Gujarati literature. And he said that the preamble is the horoscope of sovereign, democratic and republic. Next question, question number 10. Which of the following is described as the heart and the soul of Constitution which lays down the pattern of a political society by Dr. Ambedkar? A. Preamble, B. Fundamental rights, C. DPSP, D. Right to constitutional remedies. So the right answer to this is D. Right to constitutional remedies. What is this right to constitutional remedies? Right to constitutional remedies is a fundamental right and it empowers the citizens to move to court in case of violation of their fundamental rights. Okay, and which articles are mentioned in this part? Article 32 to Article 35. Okay, talking about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, it is very much eminent that he was the chairperson to the drafting committee of the Constitution, and he contributed a lot to the reservation system to create a social balance among the classes. Question number 11. Which of the following articles on schedule the preamble of the Constitution of India? A. 1, B. 1 and 2, C. 1 to 4, D. None. So which article states the preamble of the Constitution of India? Okay, so if you have checked my previous video, you must have been knowing that preamble is nothing but just a philosophy of the Indian Constitution. Though it forms a part of the Constitution, but there is no article defined for it. So the answer to the question is none. Question number 12. In which of the following articles the word federation is used in the Constitution of India? A. 1, B. 1 and 2, C. 1 to 4, D. Not used. So the right answer to this is D. Not used. There is no mention of the word federation in the Constitution of India. Okay, but it is one of the basic structure of the Constitution of India. We cannot amend this. 13. Which of the following is not part of the preamble? A. Secularism, B. Democratic, C. Adult franchise, D. Justice. A very easy question. The answer to this is C. Adult franchise. The preamble of the Constitution has no mention of the adult franchise, though secularism, democratic and justice forms a part, as we have already discussed them below. Question number 14. Which of the following territories were acquired by India after the commencement of the Constitution? A. Goa, B. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, C. Daman and Diu, D. All of the above. The right answer to this is D. All of the above. So Goa, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, all of these were acquired after the Constitution. Okay, so Goa was liberated in 1961, so was Daman and Diu in 1961, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli was liberated in 1954. All of these were Portuguese territories. Next question, last question, question number 15. Which of the following part of the Constitution of India deals with union and its territories? A1, B2, C3, D4. So the right answer to this is A1. So part 1 of the Constitution deals with union and its territory. What does part 2 specify? Part 2 specifies citizenship. Part 3 specifies fundamental rights. And part 4 specifies GPSPs. Also part 4A specifies the fundamental duties. Okay. So with this, we have come to the end of this topic. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you.